Hi, welcome to Knits Up. I'm your hostess, Mindy, otherwise known as Knitter CNY, and I'm coming to you from the central New York region, Syracuse area. I'm right on the border of Onondaga County and Oswego County. You can see the river from my road. I'm right up the street from Oneida Lake, which is a really great fishing lake in the summer, and also if you go on the North Shore, by a little town called Bernards Bay, we have excellent ice fishing as well. Although I'm not one to go out on the ice. We've had snow over here the last few days, and it's been interesting. I've been trying to, work on projects and figure out what I'm doing. I'm going to show you a couple of things. It's going to be a relatively short show, and I will probably record a little bit tomorrow because I have tomorrow off because this is New Year's Eve day, and tomorrow will be the new year. So I figured I'd split it up and do a short podcast for both. What have I been working on? Well, the first thing has been a pair of Patons Kroy socks out of the Bramble Stripes colorway. And the first sock has been complete. You've seen this a few times if you've watched the show. Purples and greens and grays. And this is a cuff down, heel flap and gusset, wedge toe on US 1s 2.25 millimeter needles. And it is a 64 stitch sock. That's typically what I do. This is the second sock, so I've made some progress. I can't remember where I was last time, but I did work on this quite a bit. These haven't been blocked, obviously, but so I'm on the purple of the toe. So you can see I've got this much more to go. They almost match. I think the only difference is there's a little white line here on the front instep. I don't really care. They're socks. They keep my feet warm. They're pretty close. And if anybody's looking at my ankles that closely, we have a personal problem. Let's see. The other socks I am working on are out of some mill ends that are pretty old. They're from AC Moore. This color is more, it's green and blue. It looks purple when you pull it away, but it's green and blue and teal and black. So that one's done. It's a 48 stitch sock with ribbing, a heel flapping, very short gusset, and a kind of short toe. These are done so that when the skeins came, I think there were 3 or 4 skeins, and they came so that there were 2 strands that were wound together. So I thought about pulling them out and knitting separately, and then I thought to myself, why would you do that? Just make thicker socks. So that's what I did. I'm using a US size 3, which I believe is a 3.25 millimeter for everybody who uses millimeters. And I did the heel and the gusset, the short gusset this week, and then I'm working on the instep, and I'll do a toe. So that's relatively good. Next thing I'm working on was a Christmas Eve cast on. I decided that I wanted to try to use a yarn that I haven't tried before, although I've tried this company's yarns before and I've been happy with them. This is a line that is called Perfect by Regia. Perfect by Regia. And this is the Carlos and Arne collaboration. And what happens is you get 2 identical socks. The end of the yarn was here, like a yellow string. When you get the wool, you cut the yellow string and then you start your sock there. So what this does is there is a solid ribbing. This is green. Okay, that's sort of that, but it's showing more blue than it actually is. It's kind of like kindergarten Christmas green, if you like green construction paper kind of green. And then you get these pretty little patterns. What you do is you do the ribbing for the cuff, and then as soon as you start seeing other things, you flip into whatever your pattern is going to be. Mine's just going to be stockinette. And what will happen with these, like the picture, after a while there'll be another band of green, and then you start doing the heel. I'm probably going to do the short row heel that they have on their website for this. It's like a European, Norway-ish kind of short row heel where it's not, it gets shorter on each end. It's hard to explain, but it'll work. And then you knit down until you're ready to do the toe, and then there's green for the toe. So it should work out pretty well. I am using, I think there's a 2.5 millimeter carbons from Knitter's Pride. They look like that. They have a carbon shaft and a little stainless steel tip. I'm doing it in magic loop. And I'm about that far. So I did that much on Christmas Eve day. So it went really fast. The other reason why it's going fast is this is a slightly larger needle than I use, because I've been finding that some of the socks that I've been knitting are a little bit tight in the ankle, well, like in the cuff and top of the calf area. So I figure what I'm going to do is knit the top in 2.5, and then I might go to a 2.25 for the foot. The patterning might be a little bit different, but we'll see. And then the last thing I am working on is something that I will be doing tonight. It's really weird, but not really weird. I usually do not go out Christmas, or I don't usually go out New Year's Eve. I'm just, you know, I don't drink all that much. I drink socially, you know, maybe at 3 glasses of wine a year. So when I saw that Yarnspirations was having an all-night New Year's Eve party thing, I thought, sure, why not? Let's do that. So basically it's, I cannot remember the woman's name that works for Yarnspirations. It's through their website. And they're doing a yarn knitting crochet along. It starts at 11:30 and then goes till 3:30 in the morning. They're giving away yarn every half an hour. I probably will not stay up until 3:30 in the morning, but I do have a whole bunch of this, which is, if you remember my goddaughter's sweater, that was out of Bernat Pop, which is 100% acrylic yarn. I had a whole bunch of leftovers out of that because I cut the yarn to make the stripes go correctly for what she was looking for. So I have a whole bunch of leftovers, partial skein. I have a couple more skeins of different that are blue. And then, of course, I bought 3 more skeins just for the sheer hell of it. I don't know that I'm going to, I might, we'll see, have to see how this works out. And then there's 3 skeins of Bernat Pop, which looks like that. It's a gradient yarn. And then I have that, which is, I want to say that's lipstick on your collar. And then this one I think is the newest one, which is Foggy Notion. So these all kind of go together. But I have a whole lot of yarn, a whole lot of leftovers. So I thought, what am I going to do? So what I want to try and start is a granny square lapgan, Afghan kind of a thing. My dad is in a nursing home. I was thinking maybe I would start a granny square lapgan for him, just for the hell of it, and just kind of go around and you know, it can be square that way. And I think they have a pattern that's on their website, although I have made a big, huge granny square before. And I can just randomly pop in colors as I want to. For him, I will probably use the darker colors, only because I don't want it to look like a girl's Afghan. I could use the blues. That might be a choice too, because blue wouldn't be bad, but I'm thinking I'm going to use the darker colors like the greens and the browns. We'll see how that goes. I may just do a granny square Afghan just to do a granny square Afghan, and whatever color it is, it is. So that's all I got for you. Like I said, I'll record tomorrow as well. But if you're interested in that up all night party, go check out Yarnspiration's page and it'll lead you to it. They've made an event for a New Year's Eve party and it was interesting. So I thought, hey, why not? We'll see how it goes. Take it easy, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow.